how modern feminism is even worse than you think. But you know what? I'll give you two examples from my own life, and you can make up your own mind whether that's a healthy man to woman dynamic or not. I joined a political group in Germany, and it was a group for open discussion, like pro democracy. But it ended up being a significant shift from my side away from the political left in Germany. Um, because I saw what they were doing is very, very toxic and very, very undemocratic. Because today in this country, if they write something, democracy on something, then you have to be fully alarmed because if just because you write democracy on something doesn't mean it's democratical. The DDR in Germany was also called democratical. Uh, like the one D in DDR stands for democratical, but it just wasn't. Anyway, so I joined this group and I once asked a girl there for a phone number and they ended up kicking me out for that. And I knew it was a bad situation. It was like a situation where I had like a group meeting, but I was really like afraid to do it and I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I just wanted to get it off my chest. And I don't, even if it is an inappropriate moment, I don't think the right mode of action is to kick men out for that and we have this like super tyrannical, oppressive thinking because we're all human, we all make mistakes, right? Like saying or doing something as an inappropriate moment is something that we all did or do at some point, and destroying someone's life over that, which is currently happening, is just showing the man hate that they're driven by. So, and I got kicked out for doing really appropriate things too out of places. And this is something that you can see over and over again. And I always thought this to be normal until I moved to South America. And you know, South America has its own problems for sure. But what they really can do better than us in Europe is they have a really, on Western Europe, is they have a really healthy view on man and women relationship because they don't see man as like, you know, dangerous. They don't all automatically put mistrust on them. They're actually a little bit more open, a little bit warmer about stuff like that. And I think that's something we can learn in Europe. By the way, I've created a coaching business for men that is helping them to neither become a red pill misogynist nor a feminist, which is also not going to help them, or like a product of feminism. My coaching is designed to help men build healthy relationships with women without hate, without games, without status competition. It's designed to create healthy relationships that are based on trust, based on two people taking care of each other and loving each other. If that sounds good to you, I will put a link in the comments. You can schedule a free coaching call with me, so you have nothing to lose. And again, it's designed to build healthy relationships with women instead of like toxic ideological relationships. The second story that I want to share with you is something that is close to migration in Germany. And you might have seen that I got a little bit more political on this channel recently. And the why I did that is because I've seen a lot of the problems that the current migration policies in Germany bring. And one is also connected to men and women relationships. And to give you kind of a clue, Germany has a very like Islamic immigration. It was New Year's Eve, and I was on the streets. I was drunk, and I wanted to smoke a cigarette. So I had a cigarette and just wanted a lighter. And I asked the girl in the streets if she had a lighter. The boyfriend showed up and told me to get the fuck away from the girl. And obviously, he had Muslim migration background, right? So I think that pissed me off because I thought I didn't do anything. I didn't even hit on her. I didn't even find her attractive. And still this guy is giving me this bullshit on, protecting his girl because she's his property or whatever. But in Germany, we have equal rights for women. We see them as equal humans and not as property from some dude. And I believe if you think differently, there's a whole bunch of Islamic countries that you can live in, can do whatever the fuck you want there, but leave me the fuck alone with this in my country. Like, seriously. Anyway, I told this guy, look, it's a public street. If she doesn't want to talk to me, she can say that herself. And then he gave me like a low kick instantly. So I had to threaten the guy with calling the police until before his girlfriend took him away. This is something that happened to me over and over again, like violence, especially with people from migration backgrounds for doing really random stuff. So really not something crazy to a woman. And we all know men can be a little bit possessive, right? It's in their nature, but there's a reason why the 5 worst countries to live in as a woman are all Islamic, and the 5 best countries to live in as a woman are all Christian. So I think this Muslim migration that's pushed by the left wing and the feminists are actually doing a horrible job at creating freedom for women. It's actually doing the opposite, and it's creating a country of fear, of tyranny, where people don't feel comfortable anymore, talking to the opposite sex, which is the same in Islamic countries. And this is a horrible thing that needs to be stopped, in my opinion. So I personally think we shouldn't take any more people from especially radical Muslim countries. So, like in Turkey, for example, there's some room because there's liberal Turks too. But like from radical Muslim population, I don't want to see them in my country anymore. I think after the experience they made with so much violence coming from their side, I'm also not perfect, but the amount that I experience from those Muslim guys are so high, or from that background. I don't think they're working really well with the West. Um, yeah, so those 2 stories are showing you why the woke feminist agenda are creating a real double standard. On the one hand, they want to be free and liberal and open about sexuality, but then they kick you out for asking women out a phone number. So for heterosexual people, somehow doesn't apply. And then they push radical Islam immigration, which is the opposite of liberal sexuality, like literally people getting killed there if they're homosexual there. And I don't want to see this anymore. I think this needs to be stopped. It's super dangerous. Stop listening to this moralist fucking idiots. If you have any comments to make about this video, write them down, and thanks for watching.